we are live.
We are live. I believe we are live.
Yeah, I can see myself in this. It is super.
Are we
No,
live? We
there
are
we go.
live.
Hello.
We're live, guys. Hello. How are we doing?
The joys of being on the stage, you don't actually have access to all the production.
Wait,
gear
what do
in
you
front of
mean we're on the stage?
Yeah,
Where
why
are
are we on the
why are we
stage?
not in our usual room?
Well, there seems to be a bit of network problems in our current room. So instead of spending hours today trying to figure out why it's not working and fix it, I went, let's just make the call. Let's go to the stage for at least this episode, but we'll obviously see how we go after that.
goes.
How
Next
we
day.
go, yes. So yes, this is a new location for us, but we want to welcome you guys. Hello, radicals. Tell us in the chat how your week has been going. Range from a number of 1 through to a number of 10. 1 obviously being it sucked, it could not get any worse. 10 being it could not get any better.
Also, if it was a 1, we'll pray for you.
Exactly.
Yes.
But obviously, you guys can actually see her this time. It's Kat.
Hello.
She joins us on our panel setup for tonight.
Yes.
And you may not notice, or you may have if you're paying close attention to the time, we've done some setting tweaks on the stream. We are now 5 seconds in front of you guys. So if I was to clap, you'd see it in 5 seconds.
It's a
He's not
weird way.
going to.
It's a weird way of time traveling. You know,
It is 5 seconds behind. What could be done in 5 seconds?
a lot. I
A
could
lot.
throw a ball. I could
Jump.
jump. I could I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do in 5 seconds. You know, I can't think of anything right
Also,
now.
we have some live studio audience tonight. We have the wonderful Jackson, and we have our son. Well, mine and Zach's son. He's not Joe's son.
Yeah, obviously.
So if there's any baby sounds, we do apologise. But we tried to get him to sleep, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So he's just playing on the floor.
He's currently somewhere up. He's currently playing with the wheel of the pram.
Yes.
Fun fact, guys. Asher and I share a birthday.
Sarah's birthday.
Share a birthday.
Yeah.
We share a birthday.
All
And that's in
right.
3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, watch out on the socials. We'll send a little birthday shout out and see how many people actually respond to it.
Yeah, because we were going
Yes.
to do... Our next episode was going to be on the weekend of, well, our birthday. Mine and Ash's birthday. But I'm going away with my lovely wife, and Ash is going to be probably doing something on his birthday as well.
Lila has a dentist appointment that day,
Yes,
so
Lila has a dentist
probably
appointment.
not.
He's going to the dentist for his birthday.
And in the lead up to that, there'll be kids camp here at the church.
True. There's a lot happening
There's a
on
lot.
the 26th. You
And
know,
it's
a good
and
day.
it's school holidays, so
Guys, it just adds on for the 26th of September.
Aw.
Yes, it does.
All right.
But today, guys, we're going into relationships. The importance of relationships, the impacts of relationships, the foundations, and questions from you guys. But first, before we get into the deep stuff, we're going to get into the icebreaker stuff.
Yeah, let's do some icebreaker questions. We tried to organise some special guests to join us tonight. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. But we are
That's
working
okay.
on some special guests coming up. I know our next episode hasn't been confirmed yet,
No.
but we're looking to get the one and only Marley on
Woo!
to talk all things worship with us. And then we're trying to line up a few more guests. Do we reveal? No, we don't reveal
No,
anymore.
we'll only...
It's a
we'll
surprise, so
put
only the people.
spotlight on Marley. So anyone else will be kept undercover, you know?
Yes, only they know,
Yeah.
Only
and
they
only
know.
we know.
Let's do these icebreaker questions. So let's go, Joe, first. Where did you meet Shanada?
I met Shanada when she and I started at the same church at the same time, a church called Kingdom Hope. It's a church, I don't know if you guys know where the Homeview area is, but you just go down Logan River Road from the top of the Homeview shops all the way down. You'll see a church with a neon sign. That is where we met in the year 2022 at the very start. I was 19 years old. She was 23 from memory.
Oh, you guys are an age gap couple.
We
too.
are an age
I
gap
forgot
couple.
about that. Zach and I are too, and like you guys, I am also older. But you guys have a 4-year age gap.
4-year
We
age
have a 7-year age gap.
We know people in the church who have, what, a
10,
10?
11 year. We know
Yeah.
a couple.
The age gap
I know
marriages aren't that bad, you know?
Exactly.
I actually know someone or a couple who were born on the same day, same month, same year.
Yeah, I know a couple like that too.
Like, that's
Or
crazy,
A couple of
you know?
couples
Crazy.
like that, actually.
See, that's where we met. What about you guys?
We met here, But we actually didn't meet here. We met in the basement,
Oh.
technically speaking, I think.
Technically speaking.
That's where youth was back in the day.
Way back in the days where we had full access to the underneath basement areas.
Oh, no. Were we in the basement then? No, we might have been up here. With Gordon and Susie days, right?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, so it
the
would have
full
been up
basement.
here. It was, I think our first interaction was in the basement,
Yeah.
though. That's what I remember anyway. Whether it's right or not is a different story.
It was 2019, pre-COVID.
No.
No?
We met in 2014.
2014. There
we
we
started
go.
becoming friends in about 2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Way pre-COVID.
When you came into the YA scene, that's kind of when we became friends because it wasn't that big back then.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how we met.
Met in the church and then stayed in the church the whole time.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if you remember this. And we don't have Shinado to confirm this.
We don't need Shinada
We
to
don't need
confirm it because
Shinada.
Joe's a very good husband to Shinada and he remembers all the important
Amen
things.
to that.
When and where was your first date?
Oh, maybe he doesn't remember this.
No, there's two instances, right? Whether you consider the first one to be the like an actual date, because she invited me out with her because I was leaving Kingdom Hope, and she was going to miss me, so she invited me out with her to Surfers Paradise. And we had ice cream, we talked out on the beach. I don't know if you consider that a date. I don't know.
Ice cream on the beach is definitely a date.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it was just the two of you, then there's a date.
So it is a date. So we had,
Just
that's
the
what
two of us.
our first date. But the other instance I'm talking about is the night we started dating. We went out to Kangaroo Cliffs, and we walked around for like 2 to 3 hours. We laid on the grass, we chatted, and yeah, it was a pretty fun night. Like either of those two, I can consider them maybe both technically a first date.
It's like the first one's like we're just kind of hanging out, and then the second one solidifies that you kind of want to hang out more than just friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like us.
Yeah.
Ours is actually pretty funnily like similar to that. Not at the exact same location and that sort of thing, but
No, we had plenty of
It was like-
conversations about what we class as our first date.
yes. And I think we settled on the second one. No?
We settled on the first one
Originally it was
originally, and then
second.
we decided, no, let's actually go the second one because it's a more funnier story.
but also the second one was on the 4th of May, and this guy's a Star Wars nerd, so I guess that's probably part of the reason why.
That's
Because it
the
was
day
May
we
the
started
4th.
dating.
That is so funny. Actual.
We started dating on the 4th
That
of May.
is so funny. Our first one was on the 3rd, though.
Our first one was on the third. And
Our first was at Max Brenner at the Hyperdome, which now does not exist.
yeah, it's all
It's
crazy.
It's all
A
gone.
lot of Max Brenners have
It's all
been
boarded
shutting
up
down,
now.
though. A lot of dessert
And Hog's Breath,
shops.
too.
Yeah, well, the Hog's Breath from Hyperdome has been gone for a while. Even the one in Garden City's been
Yeah.
gone for a
There
while.
is
Garden
Hog's-
City went first, and then the Hyperdome.
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
The nearest Hog's Breath to us is now all the way down on surface. Conveniently enough, the nearest Max Brenner is also. Oh
Down
no,
there.
South
No,
Bank.
There's one at South Bank.
South Bank's closer, but the next one is on surface as well. So.
We'll just have a quick interim looking at Asher playing with a bin. He can
He's
see himself in his
mesmerised by
reflection.
himself.
That's what it is.
He can see himself in it. He's like, who is this?
Yeah, no. Our second one the next day. That's a nice, funny story. We
Yes.
thought we decided.
We tried to be incognito by going across the highway, from where our church is, where we currently are. Across the road there is a shopping centre, and we tried to be incognito by having our first date there.
First date worked well there. Second
Sorry,
date.
our first official date.
Yeah.
Our first not official date was the Max Brenner one, but that one's kind of funny.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah, we decided, we'll go to the Hyperdome where no one from the church will see us. And
We immediately
conveniently enough,
sat
we decided
down
also
and
sat
saw-
outside.
Yes, but as soon as we sat down and we were waiting to order, we saw our senior pastors. Which
With the
and
senior
they
pastors
definitely
of,
saw
of
us.
the Arabic
Yes,
campus.
and they were with the other pastors of a different campus, which was not very
Luckily, they kept their distance from us, but
They did, but you
we
copped it on the
we
Saturday at the
got
mains
roasted on
breakfast.
it for the weekend.
What do you call you, Mr. Romantic?
Yep.
In front of your dad, who did not know anything about it at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we told him like about a week later.
Yeah, because we can't keep this a secret anymore because the creator pastor saw us
With her mum.
mum. So it's like,
And then we saw Marley because Marley worked at that place inside the centre, and I think we saw Lacey as well. No, that was another time.
That was another time.
But we did see Marley that day.
So
and
yeah,
we spent 6 hours
I think
talking.
after that point we went, yeah, we can't get... This was a epic fail. We'll try to keep this a secret.
Yes.
You guys went to the Hyperdome across the road.
Oh,
from
hi,
the church you go
Chantel.
to.
We can see your comment there. I just saw in the chat.
Oh, hi, Chantel.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question. If you had to describe your ideal date using only food, what would it be?
There are so many. But honestly, like burgers, then gelato. Simple, but I don't know. It's burgers and gelato. And if the burger buns for Shanada can be gluten free, then it's perfect.
So what type of burgers? Grilled burgers or Betty burgers?
That's tough because
They're good.
I would only say is like burgers and fries. I'll say burgers and fries because the grilled herbed mayo is the best sauce that I have ever had in my entire life. Like I'm not even joking. Like I go to grilled just for the sauce, not even for the burgers.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say.
I don't like the herbed mayo.
Get out now.
I'm going to blame it on pregnancy. I loved it before I fell pregnant the second time, and just I don't like it
So
now.
it's Ash's fault.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's not his fault. It's my pregnancy's fault with him, though. But yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we've still got else to do.
I'm curious to know what your answer is.
Oh, you should know this answer.
Steak.
Steak and a Rocky Road Sundae.
Yeah.
Conveniently enough, both in the same place now.
I think for me it just depends on my mood because I could say like Korean barbecue or steak or burgers. It just depends on what I'm feeling, but usually probably a steak or a burger.
Yeah, we love our steaks.
We do. Anyway, next one.
Would you rather receive a surprise gift or a planned experience together?
That's tough because surprise gifts are nice, but knowing Shanada, 100% a planned experience together would be probably more beneficial and more just serve a purpose of having longer lasting memories. So I'd say planned experience.
Yeah.
I like surprises if I don't know I'm being surprised, but my husband likes to plan a surprise and then tell me about it, so then I need to know. So I guess planned, unless it's actually spontaneous and I don't know what's happening.
I've surprised you a few times.
The first one being our engagement.
Yes.
You did plan that one very well.
Yes.
You gave me hints and I just didn't pick up at all.
Yes.
But
Told you to dress up that day and you chose not
and
to.
I chose sweatpants. It's okay.
What was this for?
Our
Your
engagement.
Your engagement.
So,
Which, conveniently enough, is 2 years to the day.
yeah, 2 years ago today we got engaged.
I had to convince Shanada. She almost didn't dress up for the night that I proposed to her.
I didn't because it was a work day and I was like not having a great week. And I just woke up that day and I was like, I just don't want to dress up today. And in our engagement photos, I have a pop top that was our daughter's in my pocket at the time. So it's in like every shot almost.
And
I think there's one that it's not actually in.
And don't forget, you also had a little bit of a sprained wrist.
Yeah, I had some tendon issues in my wrist at the time as well. So I had a brace on. But I don't mind about the braces. The sweatpants with the pop top hanging out of them, that's really funny to me.
Yeah. No, I don't mind a planned experience, but I don't mind a surprise
He
planned
loves
experience.
surprises. Yeah, that's fair. Like a surprise. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. This will be a fun one for us not in the worship team. If you could pick one worship song as your relationship theme song, what would it be?
Am I saying like what I think it would be for me in marriage or for us two together in marriage?
I'd say probably together.
As your relationship theme
Yeah.
song. So yeah. What
We
would
have random quick question, guys. Engagement stories from both
Big guys.
Big Guy's perspective and Kat's perspective being a girl.
We will answer. We will.
We'll
us
get
guys.
to that.
We'll get to that after this
Yes.
question. We'll answer that. That'll be our last question, I'd say. Actually,
Yep.
I would say that for a worship song, 10,000 Reasons. I'd say
Ooh.
That's a really good song. I love that song.
that is such a good song. But you know,
With that Matt Redman, right? Yeah.
10,000 Reasons, 100% is what I would think our weddings, not our worship song as your relationship theme song. Yeah, I'd say that.
Sorry, Chantel just texted me.
Yeah. Well, we know ours pretty well.
What is it?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. And why? I actually think we have two. I think the first one is gratitude because that's the one that I walked walked down the aisle
aisles with
to.
that one.
But I think the other one would be goodness of God.
Yes. Which is the opposite one I walked down to
Yes.
for different reasons.
But yeah. Yeah, I think but
Yeah.
mostly gratitude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do we do this one from Chantel?
Yes.
Or do we save it for the actual Q&A part? I think.
Well, we're up to the Q&A part, I think.
So after that question, we're up to the Q&A part.
Yeah. Let's,
So from my perspective, I was hella nervous because I wore like a suit. So I had to try and figure out because Shimnada's like in the best way possible, she's too smart for me to just do a basic proposal. So I had to get elaborate. So I did it as like a 21st birthday, but not on my actual birthday because that'd been a bit weird to propose on your actual birthday. I know some people do it, but for me personally, it's weird. So I planned it for that Saturday, which was the 30th, and it was actually my sister who gave me the idea to do a Kahoot. So like 21 questions because it was my 21st birthday, and on the 21st question, it was, will Shanada say yes to marrying Joe?
That is so smooth.
I know, but
and luckily she did say yes.
yeah, she obviously she said yes, but leading up to that moment, I was like, all right, the theme for the 21st is semi-formal. So that went around how I'd get her to dress up.
Yeah.
And then I bought the ring and I had it inside my suit jacket pocket. And the whole night I was so nervous because I was practicing. Like at one stage I couldn't bring it out of my pocket. I'm like, oh no. So I'd practice like every 2 minutes, like pulling it out, putting it back in, pulling it out, putting it back in. So I was so nervous. And then when I got on one knee and proposed to her after that question, because everyone was standing around, I told most people except the people I knew I'd get a good reaction out of. So it kind of controlled that environment, which I'm really grateful for thinking back on it now. So after that question, like, will Shana say yes to marry Joe? I got on my knee, and I don't think she expected. She didn't expect it, and I had a speech planned in my mind, and I said nothing that I planned. And yeah, it was kind of cool. It was really cool. But yeah, that my perspective was I was super nervous, not because I thought she'd say no, but because I wanted it to go really well.
Because you didn't want it to be like
Yeah.
a flop. Not a flop, but like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Here's a big question though. Did she get that Kahoot question wrong?
Us two were sitting in the center of the crowd. We weren't doing it. But every other guest was.
Did people catch on that didn't know, do you think?
No.
No, they
No.
just were just answering the questions.
Well, I'm really good at keeping secrets like that. You know, the people that I didn't tell didn't know.
Right.
So yeah.
See, for me, if I saw that question in a Kahoot, I would have a feeling of what could be coming
But
next.
she had no idea about the
But
Kahoot.
yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah.
All right, Zach.
Oh, my one. Well, I had a fun 24 hours leading up to it.
Chaotic day that day at work.
No, even before that, because we had to go and pick up a printer, remember?
Yes. Was that the same?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was I had to go pick up a printer because one of the printers died.
Right.
Hey Taj.
Hello, Taj.
So I went to pick up the new printer, got it back to the office, realised the printer was wrong, so I had to kind of spend the day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you went home for your jacket.
Yeah. After hinting at you most of the day, I need to go home and get a jacket.
Yeah,
Because
and
we
I
were
was
going
just
out
like,
that
just
night and I
wear.
was going to get cold.
But I think I was borrowing your jacket that day. I'm like, I have your jacket here,
Yes.
just wear it. And
Yes.
you're like, no, I want my coat. And I was like, no, but your jacket.
I had to think of every excuse under the sun to go home.
Yes.
And I went, you know what? I have to go get the print. I have to go get the printer replaced. Thank you.
You don't know how hard it is for a guy to try and lead up to his proposal, you know?
Yeah.
I had no idea. This guy had me running around in circles. We went to pick up Lila. Then he's like, we have to go to Macca's because one of our friends who, unbeknownst to me at the time, was going to be recording our proposal, wanted a Happy Meal. And I'm like, okay, that's really random, but I
Yes.
fully believed it. And I'm like, all right, well, we might as well get Lila food at the same time. So we got one Happy Meal, and he somehow talked me out of getting her one, I think. No, we did get her one.
We did
'cause I
get
had
her
the
one
Pop Top.
because
And I had
you
the
had
pop
the
top in
Pop
my pocket. And I still had no idea. And I just thought it was like a weird thing because sometimes he just had like weird food requests if we were going to get food or coffee. So I was like, all right, sweet. It's just a normal. He just wanted a Happy Meal. But no, that was just a ruse
to keep
let
you away from
the
the office
people
for a little bit longer.
to let the people that were preparing the scene, setting the scene for the proposal, could get it
Sounds so
already. So they went out. They got like a picnic rug.
Picnic
Or I think it was a blanket.
I don't know. They may have had
Rose
that already.
petals. A bear made out of styrofoam roses. There was like champagne and glasses and all these other things. And I had no idea. And then I went inside. We had a work crisis. So I went into the office and it was a genuine work crisis. It wasn't like made up or anything. But looking back, it could have been. But it 100% wasn't. It was a coincidence that we actually had a work emergency right then and there that had to be dealt with like on the spot.
Meanwhile,
So I was
I'm
inside.
told nothing about that.
So I was inside with the bosses, and yeah, I told you later, and you're like, "Wait, they didn't." I'm like, "No, that was actual emergency." So we're trying to figure that out, and then I was called outside for a promo for the company that we both worked for.
It wasn't a promo. It was training.
Yeah.
You
It was
got
something
called back
like that.
outside under the false
It was something
pretense
like that.
of
And then
you were going to be training a dummy for me to train up on posing and all
right.
that.
And then I went outside and I looked over and I kept walking. Then I realized what was happening. I saw Zach standing there with Lila. She had the bear in her hands.
Wasn't until
You
after I
looked-
said the word surprise.
You looked like you were absolutely terrified. You were bricking it. Like you were so scared. He was shaking. His knee was jerking. Everything. And then I was like, "What are you doing?" No, I didn't say that. What did I say?
No, you didn't
No,
even notice me.
I did say, what are you doing? And then you said, "What do you think I'm doing?" And I walked over to you, and then he's like, "Catherine." And I'm like, "Scott Brannigan." And he goes, "Will you marry me?" And then he dropped the ring on the grass. It was so funny. Obviously, I said yes.
Yeah.
And we've been married for nearly 2 years. But it was definitely one to remember.
Yeah.
And definitely in the style of Zach, if anyone knows him.
Yeah.
I remember when putting the ring on Shannada's finger, I was kind of like shaking. I think I missed and put it on the wrong finger.
Oh, no.
Almost put it on the wrong finger.
Well, we had this thing where the ring was huge on my finger because it was his mum's. And it was like 7 sizes bigger than my actual ring
Damn.
size. So I wore it around my neck until we could afford to get it resized. And then we got it resized and now it's fine. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I took Shannada out ring shopping like a month. Not ring shopping, but like ring looking like 1 month into, I think 1 month into our relationship.
Wow.
Because I just saw the jeweler and I'm like, let's go in here.
Actually, I have my own question. How long into our relationship did your dad give you the rings?
He didn't tell me about them till like a couple of weeks before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Taj asked how youth was
How
last
was
night.
last
It
night?
was good and we missed you.
Yeah, you missed me preaching, Taj.
And we missed your sister too.
Yes.
You had a fun time with the cruise. We had a chill night here.
Yeah, it was so good.
We did have a chill night. Joe preached, I did offering. It was
Such a good night. It was so
Yeah.
good. The Lord moved.
the Lord humbled me last night.
All right, let's get on to these. Let's get on to these questions that came through.
Yes.
If you have to give dating advice in only 3 words, what would it be?
Have God first. Is mine.
That's good. That's great.
It's more than just saying like God needs to be your first priority. Because I heard this, I saw this actually on an Instagram reel, weirdly enough, and it said that you should be so close to God that when someone pursues you, they should be pursuing God.
You preached the house down. That's what
Thanks,
she said.
Chantel. But yeah,
I agree. It was a great word, but yeah.
yeah, but have God first. Be so close to God that whoever wants you needs to pursue God first.
And find him.
And find him. Exactly. That's
Yep.
a good way. You could find him.
Yep.
I'd probably be basically on the same type of lines. Jesus at the center.
That's 4.
Jesus the center.
Jesus the center. But to make more sense.
Center around Jesus. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
as we're taught in church, you put God first and then
Yeah.
everything else falls into place.
Yeah. I like that. Mine would be accountable always.
Why that?
Because it can be very easy if you're not careful to fall into temptation. Not saying you would do anything, but temptation can come quite quickly and out of nowhere. And if you're accountable and if you go on group dates, especially at a younger age, that's pretty important.
What do you mean by relationship advice, Chantel?
We need details, please.
Expand.
Yes.
But in the meantime, I think being accountable is actually a really good one as well.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anyone, like you said, if you don't have anyone to hold you accountable, then yeah, you're going to struggle. And the person, weirdly enough, the person who you're dating should not be the person that you're accountable to.
Yes, exactly. We were accountable to multiple pastors, I think. Well, 2 couples that are pastors.
To an extent, yes.
2 couples that were pastors, but yeah. That's a really good question, but I also think if you're asking for yourself, you know the answer to that one, Chantel.
How would you know that this person is... Okay. This is...
That's a very loaded question.
Yes.
No, okay. Before I answer that question, Taj, my message was called Faith in Creation, and I preached purely on Genesis 1:1. If you want any other things, I'd suggest talking to the boys. But, Chantel, my thing, I have a lot to say on this about someone being the one. Because when I met Shanata, I didn't think she was the one, right? But as I got to know her, I started liking her. I developed a crush really quickly and really easily. But it wasn't until a certain time that I knew that this was the person that God had for me. And I had to have faith that God would bring Shanata to me at the right time. So, to expand on the person being the one, I would say it's more of the person being the one God wants you to be with.
Yeah.
And red flags are that they hinder your godly appointment on this earth.
I think also with the red flags, pardon me, sorry. The red flags, I think, I don't know where in the Bible, but I know it's somewhere in the Bible. It says, you will know them by their fruits. And if the way they live isn't lining up with God's word or with God himself and godliness in general, I think that's enough of a red flag to just drop it and not even pursue it.
Yeah.
Because if they say one thing, if they can preach scripture but they're not living by it, that in itself is a red flag. And shouldn't be even, like, the thought shouldn't even be entertained, in my opinion.
Agreed. I so much agree with that. Like, one of the earliest Bible verses I remember learning about was what Jesus says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yep.
So whatever your heart has is what comes out of your mouth. You know, if you bear, a good tree cannot bear good fruit, nor does a good man have evil in his heart.
Yep.
So that's what we would say to that.
And that also goes into a different scripture of do not conform to this world, like to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's something you have to do daily so you don't become like the world, and so you don't have like ugliness and evil inside you. Just always submitting to the Holy Spirit. Even like, it's not even a daily thing, it's sometimes an hourly thing too. Is like, if you're having a bad day, it can be really easy to think about bad things, but the Bible's very clear about thinking about things that are pure and lovely and noble. And when you start living like that and start transforming your thinking patterns, it transforms who you are inside, and it allows God to change your heart as well.
Mm. And then if we go to the very first part, what you look for in a godly person?
Basically what we just said.
Yeah. But they live like, I think with a godly person, if you could see the Bible in the way that they live.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a very simple answer. Not a watered down answer, but if I'd like to condense it,
Yeah.
I'd say they live the way that the Bible speaks of.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next question?
Should you date in high
Did
school?
you date in high school? Yeah, let's go.
I don't know if you youthies remember, but we did a panel with Hannah and myself. And I answered this straight away by saying, I do not think you should date in high school. And upon reflection, after that time between now and then, I don't think my answer's changed much. I would say that if it's the Lord's will, then obviously. But I don't think a lot of the time, especially in the way that our world is now, dating in high school would prove to be more of a hindrance than it would a blessing. Because you're not fully developed yet. You're studying school, you're trying to build yourself, trying to figure out where you want to go. So if you have an extra commitment on top of that to a person, that is a big commitment. And Paul says that the person who is focused on the person they are with worries about the things of that person, but the single person worries about the things of God.
I like that.
So if you're single, you have more of a way to worry about the things of God. You have more time to pursue, your studies, more time to pursue the word, more time to pursue your extracurricular activities. So just stay single is my advice.
We've just had another question come
There's
through.
another one that's come
It
through.
says, do you want to read it, Zach?
Is it okay to date someone that is not fully committed to God?
Absolutely not if you're a Christian. Not at all, because if they're not fully committed to God, they'll be they could more easily lead you astray and lead you on the wider path, and we want to stay on the narrow path because that's the one that leads to heaven. Simple answer.
Well, yeah. Again, Paul says about being unequally yoked. So,
Yep.
what association does light have with the darkness? If someone isn't there's no fully committed to God. You're either committed or you're not.
Yep.
I actually heard I saw this reel recently. I really wanted to talk about it tonight. From this dude who's been blowing up a bit about his street preaching. He's a young fella. I don't remember his name. But he gave this analogy that a man is in a grassy field, and there's a fence that divides God on one side and Satan on the other side. And Satan says, come over to my side. I'll give you all the things that you could ever want. I'll give you all these things. And the man's like, I want to be with God because obviously he's good in that, but Satan's side has so much to offer. And then there's do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit on the fence. I have a bit in God's side, I have a bit in Satan's side. And then everything goes dark for him, and he wakes up and the devil's before him, Satan. He's like, what? No, I picked both of you. And Satan said, I earned the fence. You know, you can't
Serve two masters?
You can't serve two masters. You know, you're either, like as we said before, you're committed or you're not to God. You can't. There is no partiality with God.
Exactly. What about you, Zach? You got anything to add?
Yeah, if they're not fully committed, then obviously pray into it, because it might just be their season that they're in. But if multiple people start confirming that they're not the one, not because they're not fully committed to God, but in general, then sort of think about, well, is this relationship of God, or is this relationship of...
I think also, and I'm not like trying to shade like secular relationships at all, but my question as a Christian, could you trust that they are fully committed to you if they're not fully committed to God? And what I mean by that is, we don't know if they're looking at other people, if they're lusting after other people, if they have other priorities above God and above your relationship with them. But at a young age, I think it's important to focus on building your relationship with God and getting to know who you are as a person in Him, who your identity in Christ is, before you introduce a new person to your life, and getting your priorities in order and all of those important things before you can get into a relationship.
Okay.
Especially one that you might consider is not the best thing for you if they're not fully committed to God. Because, yeah, for me, if Zach wasn't fully committed to God, it would be an absolutely not kind of situation. But thankfully he was, and here we are with a baby who's about to turn 1 in a few weeks.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Good questions, guys.
Yeah.
The next one's very deep.
Which fruit of the Spirit do you think is the hardest to live out in relationships? Let's split this. Let's split this, right? Let's do relationships before marriage and relationships in marriage.
Yeah, that's a good way to answer this one, I think.
So, relationships before marriage, self-control. I would
Absolutely.
say
That's what I was thinking too.
self-control. It's so hard when you guys are together a lot, even if you're in the same place together. It is so hard to keep yourselves pure. Look, I don't know if there's a married couple out there that were in the same place a lot together on their own and they did not struggle with this. It's hard. And if you feel like self-control is going to hinder you, put in boundaries. Put in things that still have you connected and committed to this person but doesn't hinder yourself. Because as like Jesus says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. If your purity is at any point challenged, well, not challenged, if it's at any time, pushed to its limit, then you should remove that situation or remove yourself from that situation.
Yeah. Which fruit of the Spirit? Yeah, definitely say self-control. Before marriage.
I mean, it's important after marriage
It's
too.
definitely important after.
But in terms of temptation, definitely
Yeah.
The hardest.
That's why the best thing to do sometimes, if you're going out to go out to public places like the Hyperdome, like South Bank, like Surface Paradise,
during the day too.
during the day, if you have to go at night because of obviously school and work and whatnot,
then go in a group.
invite some friends. You don't have to. They don't have to fully know that you two are in a relationship yet, but just invite out a bunch of mates.
Yeah, just hang out as friends.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And then as the night goes on, if everyone starts to go home, well then just go to yourself and go, yeah, all right. Let's call it a night here. Obviously, if you're not like within a good radius of home, make sure they get home safely. But then once they get to that point where you're in that radius, like, okay, you can get home safely now, part ways, go your separate ways, and then when you both get home, just message each other to make sure you got home safely, or call each other to say you got home safely, and then just be completely separate. You don't have to be in a relationship and be buddy all the time.
Hey, Tyson.
You can spend time apart in your relationship, even a married life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what, you and I sometimes...
We go to separate corners of the house.
Well,
we go out.
Not quite separate corners of the house, but just like,
No, but
you might be in the office,
things.
I might be in the bedroom watching TV, you might be in the office.
That is the definition of separate corners. We have 2 hallways. One leads to Ash's room, the bathroom, and the office, and the other one is Lila's room and our room and the toilet. So, by definition, we are in opposite ends of the house if you're in the office and I'm not.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in, like, the lounge room. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never in the lounge room.
But then spend some time separate.
Yes. I think the self-control one for me was a bit harder this time with Zach because I already had Lila. So for me, it was more of a making sure that I absolutely stayed accountable to the pastors. And if there was anything that I was struggling with, I'd go straight to someone that I trusted who was a Christian, who was not Zach, that I could be accountable to, because the self-control thing was really, really hard for us, especially in the couple of weeks leading towards our wedding, because we're so close to that goal that we had to make sure we stayed stronger in our faith and in our self-control. And there were times when we would just not spend time together because it was easier to do that than it was to be around each other.
Yeah.
But the last couple of weeks are hectic before a wedding anyway, because you're busy running around doing like wedding prep and making sure that all the vendors are okay and all these other things. I mean, we self-catered, so we didn't really have any vendors besides our...
We had a photographer and videographer.
Yeah, that was about it.
And then we just made sure that we kind of not cheated, but gave ourselves a little bit of a leg up with the fact that we've been talking to people. We had the church available to us for our ceremony. And then
I was like, what do you mean by cheated? No, we didn't.
Well, we didn't have to organise too much for the church.
Yeah.
We organised the band. We organised, obviously, the pastor doing it.
Yep.
And then the rest of the church kind of
but
ran with and just made sure we had everything we needed. And we were always okay.
But yeah, like the closer you get to that goal, the harder it is. But I would say just, self-control is a big one. I think also... weirdly enough, love is a really hard one sometimes, because love isn't a feeling, it's a choice, and it's a verb, it's an action, it's something you do and something you choose to do. So sometimes it can be like hard to, I don't want to say it's hard to love your spouse, but it's hard to love them through their junk. Like sometimes it can be so hard to love them because of how you're feeling about how they're treating you in a situation or whatever, but you choose to love them anyway because God loved them first and he loved you first, so why shouldn't you love other people, and especially the person that you're either dating or married to? But yeah, love can be a hard one to grapple with, because you should love, but sometimes it can be easier to make a snarky comment or like do something mean in return, but that's not what Jesus called us to do. He called us to love first. That was the most important thing that he wanted us to learn on this earth, is love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. And it doesn't mean physically your next door neighbor. It means like anyone you come across. So that includes your spouse, that includes your friends, that includes your family. Yeah.
That's good. What about what's the hardest fruit for when you're married?
Patience.
Oh, I was going to say that as well.
Patience for sure, because especially in the first year or so of marriage, you're getting to learn to live with someone else that's not you. And we had an added bonus of having my daughter in our first year of marriage. So we had Zach adjusting to being an instant parent to not a baby. And then we fell pregnant with Asha in the first 2 months of marriage. Like literally, we got married in November and we found out in January that we were expecting. And then he was born in September, and then our first anniversary was November again. So yeah, I think our first year looked a lot different to most other people's first year of marriage. But patience is definitely a big one. Definitely a big one.
Oh.
But again, it goes back to the love thing. Is like you love them enough to learn to be patient.
Yeah.
What about you?
The hardest fruit of the spirit in marriage. At times, joy. Especially if...
Yeah, especially as the honeymoon phase wears off too.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, no, love is a choice. You kind of realize that, I know that I love you. I feel that I love you in my heart. But it's more than that. It's like the feeling of loving someone and those butterflies that, well, I mean, for me, 2 years on, I still get them when you surprise me with things. Or when I just look at you sometimes, I'm like, oh, my heart. But generally speaking, it is a choice.
Yeah.
It's an action. It's a verb. It's a living thing. Like we were created to love other people and to worship God. That was number one. But loving other people is the biggest call in life as a Christian, is to love others.
And that's where the joy comes from sometimes. It's like going out, surprising them with flowers or chocolate or...
You haven't bought me flowers in a while. I'm just kidding.
And then, what? Nights out.
Yeah.
We're 2 years in and we haven't... We've had one now because of Ash is now grown up. Not night away, but just a couple of hours away without kids.
Yeah.
Without any sort of issue.
Yeah, we've had, I think, just one kid-free date.
So far.
We take Asher everywhere because he's a baby. We've had one date.
Yeah, we've had kid-free days.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah,
All our marriage.
that'll change when you have kids.
Oh, well, that's going to be a while. So for the time
I would
being...
laugh so hard if in 3 months' time you're like, I'm going to eat my words.
Look.
That would be actually so funny.
Shinada is very determined to wait a couple of years.
That's
before
okay.
we
God
try.
can change people.
No, I know. I'm
just kidding. I think it's smart to
I
wait.
want to be a dad. I'm ready to be a dad.
Yeah, but if she's not ready, you have to respect
I
that.
have to respect her. Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
And I do. I promise I do. But I see kids sometimes, and they do cute things, and it's kind of like, why can't it be my kid?
It'll come.
Hey, look, I have 2 children, and sometimes I still look at other people's kids and go, man, I could maybe, possibly, one day, not right now, do it again. But also, on the other hand, I'm really, really content with just having 2. And I have one of each, so it's even easier for me to be content with having 2. Because I don't get the questions of, do you want to try for a boy? Or do you want to try for another girl? No, I don't. I'm good right now in this season of having 2 children.
Fair.
And then we have the abundance of cousins on both sides.
Yeah. And we have one cousin that was just born for our children, and then another one that will be born in the next few weeks, actually, now that I remembered that we're in September.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Very cool.
All right, next question.
How do you think couples can best keep God at the center of their relationship?
Again, accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
I think a lot of our questions are going to come back to accountability and prioritizing the Lord and your faith and all of that, because you have to keep him as the center of your own personal walk with God for him to be the center of all of your other relationships as well.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing to do check-ins from time to time.
No, we do check-ins all the time.
Our last check-in was...
A few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
I don't remember when exactly. But
I'd say a few weeks ago.
yeah.
Maybe before the last episode.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think just making sure that you're in the Word and that you're in worship and that you're praying. I think, yeah. What about you, Joe? What do you think? Got to feed your own spirit before you can feed a relationship.
Yeah. It's definitely tough in this day and age to keep God at the center of your relationship.
Yep.
But that's why it's so much more important.
Yep.
Praying for each other, both individually and together, is wildly important. I think what I wished we did more of while we were dating and engaged, I wish we read the Word more together. And even now, I wish we read the Word more together.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree.
Like, honestly, sometimes, a lot of the time recently, watching TV's just, I don't like it.
Because
Like-
it doesn't feed your spirit in the right way,
No, but I think,
and it wastes time.
I think even in my own journey, own individual journey, the closer I've gone to God, the less appealing the TV has gotten, less appealing YouTube or anything like that has gotten. And I think a big one to keep God at the center of your relationship is to keep the God at the center of yourselves.
Yep.
Because like you said, love your neighbor as yourself. You can't love other people if you don't love yourself the way you need to be loved.
Yep. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Literally, that's a good.
You
that's
cannot
what I was
pour
trying to
from an
think
empty cup. You have to fill your cup before you can fill other people's.
of. Exactly.
Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with this question. What role does prayer play in how you approach relationships?
How do I explain it? When I realized that I wanted to marry Chanel later down the line, I prayed to God, said, Lord, I want her, but lead her to me when you think and when you know I'm ready. So you need to approach relationships. You need to pray that you're ready first for it. It's not like what is almost the modern proverb? Like that person is waiting for you. Like no, they're not waiting for you. They're growing, and while they're growing, you need to grow as well. And when the Lord knows that you are ready, that's when He will bring you two together.
Yep.
And prayer involved in that is prayer every single day, praying that He breaks the parts of you, that He breaks you. Like I was saying last night in my preach, pray that He breaks areas of your life that needs to be broken in order for Him to grow in there.
Yep.
So honestly, pray breakage of your life so that He can mold you.
You know, one thing I've actually prayed for before, even recently, is like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Is like, soften my heart when I can feel that I'm starting to, not have Christ as the center of my life, and when I don't prioritize prayer and my quiet time, my heart becomes a bit hardened towards people, and I lose sight of being compassionate and being caring and being kind and all these things. So I often do pray, Lord, soften my heart. Let me feel what you feel in this situation, what you're wanting me to learn in this situation. Just lead me so I can help others. Because we see so many bad things in this world, and I think it can be easy to have your heart become hard. So it's that break me kind of thing of like, break my heart so that you can soften it. Not so that I can feel pain or heartbreak, but so I can feel it from a godly perspective of like, God wants me to see it from this perspective. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, then if you flip it, it's not what role does prayer play, it's who you pray. It's who you pray for.
Yep.
Who
And
you
who
pray
you pray
for,
to.
who you pray to, who you pray with.
Mm-hmm.
Bring intimacy.
Yep.
Yeah. I pray for Chanel every day.
Yeah. We
You
pray
know,
for each
so-
other every day too.
Yeah. Plus, we listen to a
Yeah.
lot of worship music at night, so
We do.
yeah. I'll change word on this one. What is the best relationship advice you have ever received?
Honestly, this came during my marriage. And we want to shout out Pastor Josiah here. Like, he is... I don't know how to explain it, but I think if it wasn't for Josiah, my marriage wouldn't be where it is right now. Obviously, I say that knowing that the Lord was working through Josiah. But we went out to Cafe 63. We went out to the Cafe 63 at the Hyperdome, or in that like
The
outlet.
Homemaker Center.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we chatted for a bit, and then he said, do you make goals for your marriage like you make goals for your job or for your business?
I think you've got that same or similar from him too.
Oh, yeah.
Before. Yeah.
But it
It's
really,
favourite go-to.
but it changed my perspective, because like, in all honesty, yeah, I made goals for my work. I made goals for my physical health. I made goals for everything but my marriage. And then when I started making personal goals for my marriage, and when Shanada and I talked together about what we want to have our marriage, I think our marriage started to grow even better. Like, honestly, Josiah's given me a lot of, giving myself and the boys in the men's group a lot of advice, but I think for me that one stuck out the most.
Yeah. It is his favourite thing to go to. Make goals
Yeah.
in everything you do.
Well, I think his trademark saying, if I was to say it, is how you do anything is how you do everything. And I would piggyback that onto what I said just a minute ago.
Yeah.
What about you, Zaki?
Oh, what is the best relationship advice you ever received? I gotta think, because we got some good ones towards the end.
I'm blanking on every piece of advice I've ever received.
I know.
I'm also distracted.
Yes, our
He's being
beautiful
very
son
cute. He's being
is
really cute.
found a car. And now he knows we're talking about him. But yeah, I can't think of what's the best relationship advice I've ever received. I know I've given out a couple of good ones. Especially the who you pray for, who you pray
Yep.
to, who you pray with. That's
So probably that one.
yeah, let's go that one.
Yep.
But yeah, there's definitely good relationship advice out there if you ask the right people.
I think mine's probably just keep Christ as the center, as the foundation, because I never understood it before I got into a godly relationship, and I realized the importance of it because I have dated before. I've had relationships before Zach. Obviously, I have a daughter that I had 4 years before we got together, but yeah, I think just keep God as the center is the most important for me, because when you don't, it becomes a natural disaster in and of itself. It becomes chaotic and painful at times, so you have to make sure that God is the center of yourself before, like of your own heart and your own life, but also in your relationships. That's important.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do this one, or do we go to vetted ones from that you
we'll
got?
try and go to a different one, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know the answer to that one, and I've been stewing on it for a while. So, let's go. I have some texts. Here we go. What do you think it means to love? Oh, where'd it go? Sorry, I lost it. What do you think it means to love as Christ loved the church? That's a good question that I thought of for Joe. I read it, but then I thought Joe would be good at answering it.
Say it again.
What do you think it means to love as Christ loved the church?
Instantaneously, a verse came to mind. Like, you don't understand how instant that was. Like, I didn't even think it. Greater love has no one than this, than one who would lay down their life for their friend. And Christ laid down his life for us. He laid down his life so that we could come to God freely. And how does that reflect for us? Like, when you get married, like, and it's something that I've read in a lot of, like, quite a few books, you lay down your old self. You put to death your old burdens, your old baggage, and you're raised to new life with...
Sorry.
That little distraction by Asha.
Yeah. You put yourself to death. I'll go over it again. You put yourself to death, your old self.
Not physically, guys.
Obviously not
Spiritually.
physically. You put yourself to death spiritually. And you I think this is summarized very nicely by a guy called Martin Luther. Not Martin Luther King, Martin Luther. And he said this: we must die with Christ and be raised to life with him again every single day. And that's what it means to love like Christ loved the church, that we laid down who we were for the person that we love. Because they deserve a Christ-centered person, not someone who held the burden of their cross.
Got anything to add or not really?
Not really.
No, yeah, same. You answered that perfectly, which is why I left that question for you, because I knew you'd answer it well. Sorry, I had another one and I can't remember where it is. How do you deal with forgiveness and grace when someone hurts you?
You take it to God and forgive to God.
Yep.
If you can forgive to God, you can give to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this a wonderful saying by someone at a retreat I did called Young Adults Discipleship Retreat. And it was actually talking about forgiveness. And this guy said, forgiveness sets both hearts free.
Yep.
Because with forgiveness, it only really affects you. If you don't forgive someone, it's not going to hurt them, it's going to hurt you. But it also hurts the relationship you have with that person.
Yeah.
And a pretty common saying is unforgiveness is like holding onto a rope that's like running across your hand really fast, and the longer you hold on, the longer it hurts.
Yeah.
Go let it go. Like, what did Jesus say? Right? Let's turn to the Bible. It's like someone comes up and asks, how many times should I forgive my brother? Should I forgive him 7 times? Jesus says
70 times.
70 times. 70 times 7.
7 times 7.
That's 490 times.
Yep.
And now, obviously, he isn't saying you should only forgive them
Stop
490
at 490. Once
The
you've hit 490,
491st
that's
time,
it. You've done your
yeah, you're
life's
done.
work. That's it. You don't have to forgive anymore.
But you keep forgiving. Because, and I will bring it back to what I said, like something I said last night, we are all created the same under God. Obviously, our paths are different. Obviously, what we do is different, but we are humans. We are each created human in the image of God. So if God can forgive your sins, if he can forgive your debt, why can't you forgive the debt of the other person? Like they stole your iPhone. At the end of the day, so what? You're not going to take it to heaven with you. So what? They stole your car. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it sucks having both of those things stolen, but they're not going to be something that you take with you to heaven.
True.
So holding on to that unforgiveness is only going to burden yourself.
Yep. Well, that's kind of not romantically, but that's sort of a lesson that I had to learn when it came to my mum, because she didn't have the best example of what a mother should be. So she herself wasn't the best example of what a mother should be. And I had to learn when I became a mum to forgive her, because she was doing the best she can with the tools she was given. But I also realized that it was my responsibility to break that cycle, to be a good mum, to be a good example for my children, to be the proverbial biblical wife, like the Proverbs 31 wife, and to be the mum that God called me to be more than anything else. Because if you try to model your life based on what you had and trying not to be like that person, you incidentally become like them. And that was sort of something that I struggled with even recently. And it's just like, I have to be better than that, because my children deserve better than that. And how can I be giving advice on what a mother should be like if I'm not being that mother myself?
Yeah.
And if I'm not being that wife either.
Yeah.
But I'd go further.
But yeah, forgiveness.
And also say, just because you forgive them doesn't mean you forget.
Yeah.
And you can't and doesn't mean you have to go back to what it was beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes that could hurt you more, going back to where you were.
But also relationships adapt with time as well. They evolve with time. I don't like the word evolve, but it's applicable here.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it changes over time, and what your relationship looked like 10 years ago is not what it's going to look like today, because you're not the same person as you were 10 years ago. So the person that you're with, whether you're married to them or not, they're not the same person they were last week. People change all the time.
Yeah.
And God can do miracles in people's lives, and he has done that, because I've seen it in my own mum. But also I've seen it in you. I've seen it in myself. So, yeah, like, you know, you have to remember that it may not be the same as it once was, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
it's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's do one or two more. One or two more?
What boundaries do we need to set to stay pure and God-honoring?
Well, we said some of them already. Just
Accountability.
accountability. Don't go places where you know there's not going to be other people.
Practicing self-control.
Practicing self-control.
We weren't very good at this one, but it's because for a very long time we actually didn't struggle with this. But I would generally say, as a general rule of thumb, don't be in a house alone together.
Yep.
That's a really good one. And another boundary I would put, it has actually worked out really well for us. Don't ever use the D word. The D word being divorce. Don't ever think it. Don't ever bring it up. Like, boundaries don't have to be don't do this. Like, don't hang out alone together. Don't do like this together. It could be even just don't say the word divorce. You know, because that already sets in motion that this is not something that we plan to end.
Like God forged, no man can separate.
Yep.
Zachary.
Zachariah.
Let's do one more. If we have one more.
We do. And it's not necessarily... Well, it is relationships based adjacent. It's not technically specifically about relationships. What kind of legacy of faith do you want to leave behind?
Oh, I like this question. I really like this question.
I love it.
It is. It's a good one to end
What
on too.
legacy of faith?
Yeah.
That's insane. If I could think, like, on my tombstone, my legacy of faith is that my faith withstood every single test, every single obstacle that was before me. That my faith was unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my tombstone, I'd want it to say, she lived well because she loved well. Or something to that effect. But I'll let Zach answer it and then I'll answer it. But I was just talking about the tombstone thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
What legacy of faith do you want to leave behind?
Probably see a legacy of giving. Whether it's training up,
That is so you.
whether it's training up the youth team to one day replace me, because
One day they will.
One day they will, when they will have to, and on that one day. But then also instrued it into them that don't stop the training with you. Keep going down to the next generation.
I'm sorry, did you say insteward?
Yes.
Is that a word?
No.
It's a Zachism.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah. But then just like keep the training going.
Yep.
Mentor another youth coming up.
So basically, feed into this generation so they can feed into the next,
Yeah.
and so on.
Yeah.
I love that. For me, my grandparents were missionaries, and my grandpa was a reverend in the Anglican Church. So he saw 3/5 of his children carry on that legacy of faith. My dad became a pastor. One of my aunties is still a Christian now, but she's not like in leadership of any kind. She just still has her faith. And then my uncle, I believe, served in the church as like a deacon or something. I'm not too sure. But his wife, her parents were pastors or something similar in a different church in Victoria. And then my dad, like I said, was a pastor, but then 3/5 of his children have carried on their faith too. So me and my two younger sisters are still to this day Christians, and we all serve in our churches in our own ways.
That's so cool.
So, leaving that legacy, carrying that on for my children and their children and their children and so on would be really cool to see.
Let's do one more. I feel to do one more.
One more?
Just one more. I just feel it, We've had no interaction in the chat since Tyson, so we might have to pull another question from the anonymous source.
Chat. What was that one question we had that... Oh, hang on.
Yes.
Nope, I thought that was a new one.
No,
there was...
we go that one, or do we?
I don't even know what... Huh?
Did we go that one, or do we?
I thought we answered something. I thought we answered something similar to that.
I don't know what you're pointing at. I'm confused.
This one. But we've probably done something similar to that.
Yeah, I think...
Is there another question from the source, or do we go for a robotic question? See which one comes up.
I reckon we just pull one from the source. That's my... I feel the pull it from the source.
From, like, the comments?
The source. No, the source, where those other two questions came from.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
But just, like, anything, right?
the tomato sauce, yes. That sounds American, man.
What, me?
No, me.
What is an area in your life where God is still working on you?
Oh, that's a good one.
So not at all, not necessarily relationships based, but could relate to relationships with the results of that area.
I'd say time management. And by working on it's getting a lot better, but it still needs improvement.
That's my husband too.
I would say.
I don't think that'll be his answer, but I wish
No.
that was his answer.
I will be honest, it is time management.
I think that's like, I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I think that's pretty common with people that are neurodivergent.
I am very diverse in my neurology.
Same, bro.
Yeah. For me, it'd probably be patience.
Mm-hmm.
You were expecting that one over the other one?
Oh, I thought you'd bring it up when I was talking about it before, but
No.
I had to be patient enough to let you talk about your own patience.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But you're getting there. You're a lot better than you were. For me, I'd say mental health. Something that I've struggled with for most of my life is my mental health. I didn't have the smoothest childhood growing up. Yes, my dad was a pastor, but being a pastor's kid kind of just gives the enemy a playing field, I guess, to get his claws in early. I was, I think, 7 or 8 when my dad became a pastor. I think I was around 8 when my dad became a pastor. And then he was a pastor for 8 years. Then he married my stepmom and went to a different church. But, yeah, my mental health definitely is a big one. Learning to trust that God will bring me through it. I shared last night something very, very personal and vulnerable while I was sharing my offering message, and I didn't share part of it because I didn't think it was the time or the place, but the way that my friend passed away was he did end his own life. And obviously that's a shock to anyone. My stepdad also did that when I was 16. So the same year that my dad stopped being a pastor, my stepdad also decided to exit this earth on his own terms. Trying to be mindful of any filters that YouTube might have up. But knowing what it feels like to have someone do that to themselves, I couldn't personally do that to other people because I know how it feels to be the ones left behind, and I know how it feels to not even know that they'd suffered in the first place. So I'm very open with talking about mental health. I talked about it on my own social media, on my TikTok, and I've talked about it a lot on my TikTok, and people don't necessarily respond well if you talk about the same thing over and over again, especially if it's mental health, because people don't want to hear it. They're like, oh, she's complaining again. But I'm not complaining, I'm bringing awareness to it, because if I talk about it, then I'm letting it out of my system, and I'm not having these thoughts of I'm not good enough, I am not worthy, I shouldn't, my kids deserve better, all these things. I don't have those thoughts if I talk about them. And you have to cut it off at the source, and I'm learning that if I talk about it, then I'm doing what God wants me to do, because that's where I'm at the moment in life. Is I feel that God wants me to share more on my own mental health struggles so I can help people through theirs, so that they don't feel alone, so that they don't feel like that is their only option.
Yeah.
So
deep.
Yeah. And even if you are struggling with mental health, there's obviously talk to a leader, talk to a pastor. And
it also helps talking to someone who understands what it's like to struggle in that area.
Yeah.
And that's not just related to mental health. That could be addiction, it could be temptation, it could be like struggling in operating in your own giftings that God has given you. That's something you could struggle with. It could be relationships, it could be anything. But yeah.
Agreed. Just come to us.
Yep.
If you're a youthie, go to Pastor Jake or Chelsea. They're very wise, they're very knowledgeable, and they can help you out. We can help you out as well.
Yeah.
And we all love you too. We want to see you prosper.
Amen.
We want to see you thrive in life and not just go through the motions of whatever you're going through and suffer in silence. We don't want you to do that. And that the fact that, thinking that you have to suffer in silence is a lie from the enemy. And it is not true, because you do not have to suffer at all if you have people around you who can carry the load with you, who you can share your burdens with, and know that they're there and they've got your back and they've got your best interests at heart, and they want to see you. They want to see you not struggle, because they want to see you thrive, because they love you. And we love every single one of you that comes out on a Friday night, that comes to church on a Sunday, or even to youth band on a Tuesday, or prayer on a Tuesday. We see you. We see your, what's the word? Commitment.
Yeah.
That's not the word I'm thinking of, but commitment will do. We see that you want to be there. We see your involvement, and we see your heart for God, and we want to harness that and foster it and bring it up so that you can be the next Pastor Jake, or you can be the next Pastor Joe, or Pastor Sean. We don't know. Or the next, like, Gladys Aylward, if anyone knows who that is. She was a missionary back in the day.
No.
Yeah. I think Hannah would probably know if she was watching.
Probably.
But
yeah. If you're watching, please send them that message if we're talking the right person.
Yeah, we want to see the best in you, and we want to help you get through whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And we want to help you be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Amen.
So that you can be that light that guides the next generation eventually, when we're not youth leaders anymore.
Or hosting this podcast anymore.
Yeah. And when he's not the next, when he's not the lighting guy anymore, or the sound guy on a Friday night, or the tech guy, and when I'm not on the stage worshipping anymore. Yeah. And I'm, Pastor Vi's age watching you guys do it.
I'll be cool till the day I die, so don't worry about that, guys.
Till the day I die, I'll be a radical. I'm sorry, that is a song. Zach knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Joe probably does not.
We
No.
might have to organise an overseas guest one time and see if they want to jump on.
Ooh.
That would be wild. That'd be kind
That
of
would
cool.
be wild.
I have connections.
And that's why I was looking at you when I was saying that.
I don't, so that's okay. I'll work on that.
I'm
I'm sure you
I'll
have other connections, though, that could possibly...
I do, actually. There are some good people that I know that lead really well that could come onto the podcast and
Yeah.
talk.
I'd love to get my dad on here to talk about faith once, but he's always so busy on, like, a Saturday night. He doesn't have...
Doesn't mean we can't pre-record that episode.
That's true. We could.
Could.
We could.
But there's always options to pre-record.
But because my dad's parents were missionaries and because my dad's dad was a reverend before he passed away, he imparted a lot of knowledge and wisdom to my dad, who then passed it on to us, who were willing to not stray from the way that we all brought up.
Well, I see people knows that when the church does their mission trip special episode.
Mm. Yeah.
When they get back or just
I'd
before
love
they
to
go.
hear your dad's thoughts on things too, and your pop.
Yes.
I'm sure Joe's family too would have a lot of...
Um,
Well, at least the ones that...
yeah, there's stuff going on with mine, so yeah. Maybe Shana's side of the family, though. would
Yeah,
be-
because her family's in the church too, right? Like, they have faith.
Yeah, well, they do a lot of missionary work.
I love that.
So I think, yeah,
My
getting them on
grandparents-
could be a really good thing.
Mm.
Yeah, and those we have a lot
Where
of
do they, like, where
pastors.
are the mission trips that they do? Or are they, like, scattered?
They've gone to Solomon Islands. They've gone to India. They've gone to Uganda. They go, like,
Solid.
they go down the states. They go up, down our states, up the states. They go inland.
Yeah, my grandparents were based in Taiwan. But they also, when my dad was a baby, they were in Papua New Guinea. So, I think we have, like, a little PNG community in the church as well as Fijian.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Karen would know.
Yeah. No, I think there's a couple of ladies from there. Or they used to be, at least. Don't know
Yeah.
about now. But,
Yeah.
yeah, like, it'd be cool to get the perspective of someone who's done mission trips.
There's even Hannah.
Yeah. True, we could ask Hannah. Hannah's been on a few.
Oh, she could be on the podcast talking about missionary.
We'll just
work.
give her the floor. We just don't even need to be here for that one.
Yeah, we'll just say we're here for emotional support.
We're here to ask questions.
We'll ask her questions. We'll
Yeah.
ask her questions.
Yeah. It'll be a Q&A panel where we're asking questions, we're not answering them.
Literally, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think with that, we will end the Q&A
Yeah,
time.
our son is
Yes.
being chaotic and just knocked over the bin that he's been
Ye-
playing with this whole time, and he's rolling it in towards the stage.
You go deal with him. We
Yeah.
got the announcements.
All right. Bye, guys.
So we are currently at only a very small number of 18 subscribers, but we are very grateful to each and every single one of those 18 subscribers. So please listen to our live streams. You know, you can view them even after we've been live. Watch them. Watch them. Get your friends to watch them. Subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe, and then get your friends' friends, and then their friends to subscribe. You know, we want to grow. We want to preach this beyond the church and into our local community, beyond that into the country and into the world.
Yeah. And then if you're one of those people who want to listen to it while they're driving, whatever, we are on Spotify.
Yes, can you tell us about all the social media platforms we're on?
We are on Spotify. A new one we're on is Apple Podcasts. A new one we're on is Amazon Podcasts.
Oh, so good. So many
A new one
podcasts.
that I've been working on today, and I don't know if it's live yet. I don't think it's live yet. It's not live yet. YouTube podcasts. Even though this is a podcast in itself, but we're going to do onto YouTube Music Podcast. I'm probably working on a few more behind the scenes.
Like we're on
as we
TikTok
go.
as well.
We're on TikTok. We're on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Any others? We're not on Facebook.
We're not on Facebook
Not on
yet.
Facebook. But that's okay. You know, we're growing, and we want you guys to help us grow. Also, our next episode is going to be the 3rd of October.
And it's going to be a big school holiday special.
And we're working on the dynamic of how that night is going to run.
I think we may have already confirmed. We just have to confirm with her, Marley,
Yeah.
for the next episode on the 3rd. But
Yeah.
if you look at your calendar, that's a Friday night. That won't be on the Saturday night. That'll be a Friday night.
Friday night. So
We're working on a few things behind the scenes. We've got to ask. I think we'll start with asking some of the youth leaders to step on, but we're going to change up the format a bit. We're gonna obviously
We're
still
going to
have
leave it
our,
as a surprise, though. You will find out on the night how it's going to
yeah,
run.
we'll still have our Q&A, but there'll be other little segments, as we'll call it. And who knows, if this goes well, we might even actually get the go-ahead before the 100 to do a live one on a Friday.
Maybe, but we still want to reach that 100.
We still want to reach
and
that
beyond.
100. And then we'll work on our next goal.
And Sunday morning, this is the first Sunday of the month, so that means the 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. at church. We have the wonderful Sean Hansen
Back
speaking and back from
his holidays.
Yeah, it sounds like there's so much fun.
He'll be ready to preach up a storm, so I'll have to watch the clock
Literally,
closely
yeah.
for the 8. For us who are here at the 8. We do love his enthusiasm. Oh yeah, he'll come back and be straight fire.
Yeah, he just.
In fact, I've seen his message for Sunday already, typing up the notes on Friday, and it is all about fathers because it is Father's Day. But
Listen in, please. He's like,
just listen in, get ready to take notes, bring your phone, record, watch the 9:30 stream back. Cut out. There'll be the sermon upload at some point in the next couple of weeks from that Sunday. It's going to be a big message.
it's going to be a big one. And then next week we have a sports outing, so please keep an eye on the socials for Radical Youth. It's going to be a fun night.
And please, and please don't pop into the church for that because there'll be a big concert here with an overseas artist. Yeah, I'll be here with the concert after a conference all week.
I'll be at the outing, obviously.
You'll be at the outing with them.
Yeah, I'll be at the outing.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard to take
Just
it,
risky, throw them in there. Use Asher as an AFL ball, no, not like an NFL ball.
Yeah, but then this Sunday as well is markets for Father's Day.
So there's no 5 p.m. service.
There is no 5 p.m. Come at 2:30. Enjoy the markets. There's going to be a car. What is it? A car show and shine outside with prizes. There'll be TV for prizes for Dad. There'll be obviously the produce. The pantry is back up and running after everyone went on the church family cruise this week. It's been a very quiet week in the church.
Yeah,
So everyone who went on the cruise, hopefully you're well rested and recovered and ready for Sunday. Because some of us who didn't go on the cruise are in need of a holiday after the next week.
Yeah. So yes, guys, thank you for listening. Again, I'll say please go back and watch our 2 other streams. Our first one if you haven't watched it yet, our first one was I cannot speak. I don't know what's going on.
Our first one was Youth Camp Recap with Pastor Jake.
And then our second one was us 3.
Us 3 again with a Q&A about faith, which was this term's topic, which is what you spoke about last night, basically.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed preaching last night. That was so much fun.
We'll get you on again.
Yeah, but Jake only gave me like five days to prepare.
Well, next time we'll give you 2.
2? Oh, yeah. Just tell me like half an hour before.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Tell me like, Jake, next time, like, tell me like 30 minutes before. Like, oh, you're actually preaching tonight.
That would be funny to watch.
That would be funny.
Maybe we could do that for our next. Give a couple of our guests like 20 minutes backstage to write a sermon.
Oh.
Or even, we could even do the preaching game.
Oh, the preaching game. What? Like, use this to preach. Here you are, preach about this.
If you don't know what the preaching game is, ask around in the youth chats because they will tell you exactly what the preaching game is.
That is actually really funny. I love doing that. And
it is a fun game to watch. Because I think the first time we played at youth camp, what was in the bag? There was, I think someone got apple juice, someone got a USB, someone got an iPad at one point. There was a lot of just random stuff because I had to go to the shop to pick up stuff. Yeah.
But we did one actually, I don't know, was it this term that we did it? Or was it last term that we did the preaching game?
I don't think it's been done this term yet.
No, well, it's been done this year, but I don't know about this term. Because remember Marley did it on her birthday.
So probably last term? Probably. This happened this year. Maybe term 1 then.
No, it was either term 2 or this term. I just don't remember when.
We've done it this year, but it's a fun It is a fun game to play.
And if you guys really want to as well, I will happily tell the Purple Wombat story live on stream.
A 5-minute countdown of all Purple Wombat.
5-minute countdown. Yeah.
Oh, who knows? There'll be a lot of fun surprises next week. But obviously keep an eye on the Radical socials, our socials, because as we get closer, there'll be little sneak peeks that go up on our social.
Yeah.
With the setup, with everything. Where, put it this way, because no one's going to be in the building, but the people involved and a little bit of crew to do a few things, we are going all out with the set.
Oh, yeah.
I'm designing, I'll let you guys know this, I will be designing some very fancy graphics for this.
Well, you better be keen for it. It's gonna be. I don't know why I'm looking over there. No one's over there. They're over
The
here.
camera's there.
They're over here. So it's gonna be very good. Okay. So please tune in.
Yes.
So with that, we will say thank you, and Radicals are out.